Hello and welcome to another of our weekly weapon videos. I'm Jonathan Ferguson, keeper of firearms and artillery. And I know I've seen many people over the years, and myself, I've wondered myself as well, about the weatherproofing of early gun locks. Flintlock being the most obvious. And we know from high-end dueling pistols, for example, that you can have a rainproof pan if you shape the steel just so that the water tends to drain off rather than leaching into the pan. Because, of course, if you get damp powder, if you don't keep your powder dry, your gun's not going to go off. So we're also aware of waxed linen covers, leather covers for things like brown-bess muskets. Those were a thing. Don't tend to see depictions of those. I don't believe they've survived to the present. We don't have any. Keeping your powder dry would have been an absolute obsession of pretty much any hackbutter, cavalryman, musketeer, and later infantryman on the battlefield, and cavalry. Anyone with a firearm, you had to keep that powder dry. Now, there's a really obvious way to keep your powder dry. So obvious, you probably haven't thought of it because you'd think, nah, no one's going to do that. And that is to simply box it in. So this is a really lovely late 18th century shotgun by Nicolas Bouillet, who was a Parisian gunmaker. Started out in Saint-Étienne with his brother Jean, we know that, and then he went out on his own. Perhaps not sure what happened to the brother, but Nicolas moved to, I believe the Bouillet frère moved together to Paris, and then we see Nicolas appear in the record on his own. There's a Nicolas Bouillet double gun in the collection of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. So we know he was a prestigious high-end maker. In fact, you can see from the work on this gun, we've got a pretty deeply blued finish and gold damascening, trophies of arms on there. We have very deeply carved continental European style stock. Double barreled, of course. This is the predecessor of our modern double barrel shotguns, obviously muzzle loaded. The word shotgun is a mid-19th century invention. They just would have called this a gun, or a fusil in French. Butt plate's also decorated. There's another trophy of arms on the tang there. In fact, it is quite a militaristic sporting gun, which is interesting in itself. But of course, the reason we're here are these amazing, designed in, this is not an afterthought, boxed in flintlocks, which I'll try and get you a good view of. It's literally a steel box, a lot of work to shape that to fit. This is sheet metal work before that, sheet steel work before that was really a common thing to see. Although, of course, the world of armour was doing that a very long time ago, and so this is more akin to that in a way. But it has to be thinner than hammered steel for armour. It has to be lightweight. This is still a relatively light gun to bring to the shoulder. The locks themselves are internal style locks, reminiscent of Henry Knox screwless lock or another sort of internal cock design like that. And that is because, apart from the sheet metal enclosure, which by the way is spring loaded, the catch on this one has gone, so I won't let it fly, but it is under spring tension. So when that was clipped, that would pop into place, and you'd press a little stud, and it would fling open, and you just go, you reach in there with the pan cover open, prime it as normal. This has gold vents, gold touch holes, which is a corrosion and also an aesthetic thing. So with the door open and the pan cover open, you get your priming flask in there, close the pan, latch shut your door, and then you have these two levers underneath the gun to actually cock each lock. And I will try to demonstrate that as best I can. So I won't cock it, it's a little fragile, but I'll show you just the beginning of the movement of that right hand cock. So if I pull that lever all the way to the rear, that would bring us to full cock. So otherwise, normal loading process. Pour in your powder, pour in your shot, some kind of wadding, prime your pan, close your weather door, cock, and shoot. And then the same on the other side, of course, because it's a double-barreled gun. Quite an amazing beast. And is that the doors are actually marked. So the doors serve as side plates, effectively, to advertise the maker, Nicolas Bouillet. Or actually, what it actually says is Bouillet à Paris. And on the barrel flats, the same, Bouillet, Paris. Quite an incredible piece. It's got a leather cheek pad there. It's very fragile, that. Be very careful not to poke it too much. So for a nice, comfortable cheek rest, cheek weld. So we believe Bouillet was active from as early as 1715 with his brother until 1762. And we believe this he was then active in Paris from 1776 to 1800. So this would be very late, late 18th century. It's fairly closely dated to that period, despite the unconventional style of the gun. There we are, guys. Something different for you again this time. Hope you enjoyed that one. Good to cover some antique material and also some sporting guns. My own specialism is more on the military side, so I'm conscious that we should represent civilian arms and sporting arms on this channel, as we do in the museum and in the collection. If you're able to, please do come and visit one of our museums. If not, we have one of these videos every week. We do a series over on the GameSpot channel as well. And you might find some things of interest on our website, on our collections online page. We are working to improve the records and the photographs on that site. Otherwise, I'll see you again next time. Thanks very much.